A win is a win. Welcome to the XCEL Energy Center here in St. Paul, Minnesota. The Penguins escape with a 6-4 win over the Minnesota Wild. I am Dan Kingerski on the National Hockey Now and the Pittsburgh Hockey Now YouTube channel. Let's start with the good news, and then we'll get really into the breakdown of the game here on the 5-minute post-game. Sidney Crosby, a couple of goals, including a power play goal. Chris Letang scores his first goal of the season. The Penguins' top power play unit actually, believe it or not, kind of shrank the zone and shot the puck. Those are the highlights. The Penguins get the win, and the Stars scored a few goals. Now, let's talk about the game in reality. The Penguins did not have their best. With a wounded opponent playing really what amounts to a backup or a third goalie, Filip Gustavsson, the Penguins mounted just 4 shots in the first period. Oh, here, I'll turn away from the clock behind me. The Penguins got 4 shots in the first period. One of those, at the end of the period, was just a long floater. So in reality, 3. They scored on 2 of them, and those were gifts from Gustavsson. Sidney Crosby scored on a 44-foot wrist shot. And I'm trying to remember the other goal. Ryan Poehling. By the way, Poehling played a brilliant game on Thursday night in front of 30 or 40 friends and family. Yeah, he didn't quite know how many folks he had in attendance. He's from just up the road in Lakeland. He had a fantastic game. His goal, the Penguins' fourth line. I should have included them in the good news because the Penguins' fourth line was nothing short of fantastic. They scored that second goal on the rush. All 3 forwards across the blue line, a 3-on-2. Archibald to Bluger, over to Poehling on the left wing, and Poehling snapped it short side on Gustavsson. Now, the Penguins needed to shoot a lot more. They had a goalie on the ropes. Gustavsson was not looking very good, and I don't know that he is very good, quite frankly. I think at this point he's probably a borderline NHL goalie, but the Penguins really let him off the hook. Now, in the second period, the Penguins did start with some energy. They finally began to show some engagement in the hockey game, but the term this week has been egregious errors. That was how Mike Sullivan answered PHN's question on Tuesday night. You know, those egregious errors. There were more on Thursday night. It started with Tristan Jarry, a bad goalie handle. He and Marcus Pettersson miscommunicated, we'll say. Crosby's line was not back-checking very hard. The situation, they thought, was a little bit under control. And all of a sudden, it's in the back of their net, 2-1. 12 seconds later, Brian Dumoulin coughs up the puck, and Eriksson Ek puts it right in the back of the net. Now, here's the important thing on that goal. It's not Brian Dumoulin's turnover, and it's not the fact that the Penguins gave up 2 goals in 12 seconds. I think the thing that maybe no one really noticed was how Minnesota attacked Dumoulin. As soon as he got the puck, and I mean as soon as he had it, both Minnesota forecheckers made a beeline for him. That's the kind of thing that happens with a pregame meeting. You say, okay, here's the defenseman we want to go after. And they went after Brian Dumoulin, who could have went off the glass out to center. He could have gone around the net with the puck, looking for some help. But instead, his up man, his head man pass, kind of cross ice, just found legs, and not very good. So in the 5-minute Penguins post-game, you can probably tell that it's a very mixed bag. Yes, the Penguins won, but I don't know that they deserve to. I think against a better team or on a different night, they probably lose this game fairly handily because they were so disengaged in the first period and they were so disjointed in the second period. Do me a favor, check out the PHN Plus report card. It helps fund these lavish trips to exotic locations like St. Paul, Minnesota. Guess what? We're off to Winnipeg next, and I can't wait. I've got my Hawaiian shirts packed. Like and subscribe to the video. Also want to see your comments as well. For Pittsburgh Hockey Now and National Hockey Now, I'm Dan Kingerski. We'll see you in Winnipeg.